And so 2 Samuel 8:16 through 18 ends the chapter. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was over the host. And Jehoshaphat, the son of Ahilud, was recorder. And Zadok, the son of Ahitub, and Ahimelech, the son of Abiathar, were the priests. And Sariah was the scribe. And Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was over both the Cherethites and the Pelethites. And David's sons were chief rulers. In the very last verse of 2 Samuel 8, I want to point out a modern Bible corruption in 2 Samuel 8:18. You know, I've talked a lot about, why we preach from the King James Version of the Bible. There's many reasons for this. In fact, there's 16 entire verses missing from the NIV. I've got a list here I can show you later, and there's many different changes that have occurred in the Bible. But 2 Samuel 8:18 is an interesting one, that there's been a major change in modern Bibles. And the King James says this. It says, "And Benaiah the son of Jehoiada was over both the Cherethites and the Pelethites, and David's sons were chief rulers." So the King James says that David's sons were chief rulers. And that's correct. His sons would have been leading and been like leaders and warriors and military leaders and, leaders in the community. And so they're chief rulers. But here's the rendition in the ESV. The ESV gets this one wrong. It's only in the ESV, but it says, "And Benaiah the son of Jehoiada was over the Cherethites and the Pelethites, and David's sons were priests." So that's a big difference. Were they chief rulers, like political leaders, or were they priests, right? Were David's sons priests? Well, the ESV is in obvious error here. And it surprises me, honestly, that the ESV translators, the ESV board, and the ESV publishers know so little about the Bible that they would call David's sons priests, because only the Levites were priests according to the law of God. And David and his sons were not from the tribe of Levi, but from the tribe of Judah. And so how could they be priests, right? This is a major error in the ESV, again, proving that the only infallible translation, English translation of God's word that is pure and without error is the authorized King James Version, tried and true for 500 plus years. And there's many reasons for that. I could come back and preach a whole sermon on that. But there's different underlying manuscripts that the King James uses. King James, Tyndale, the Bishop's Bible, the Geneva Bible, all the Bibles that led up to the King James used the same manuscript, original, manuscripts, copies that they had, the original papyrus, the majority text of the Bible. That's what they used until the 1800s with the onset of two men, Westcott and Hort, who brought in these new corrupt Greek compilations that used forgeries and used all kinds of, they were like into some really weird stuff. We can go over that at some point again. But it was only then that the modern Bibles began to use a different underlying manuscript as their major source. And so there's differences between the King James and other Bibles. And I don't know about you, but I want a Bible that is 100% accurate and not having errors like calling David's sons priests. I mean, that's just mind-boggling to me.